Good afternoon everyone and welcome to a sun-soaked Latham Park, Newtown for the second JD Welsh Cup semi-final between Cardiff Met and the New Saints. The winners of today's encounter will meet Connah's Nomads at Rodney Parade, Newport on Sunday, April the 28th in the final. Perhaps the dream of a quadruple for TNS is over, but a domestic treble is still very much on the cards, with Met standing between the champions and a fourth successive Welsh Cup final. No Welsh club team has defeated TNS since Cardiff Met beat them 3-2 back in February 23. However, they have lost the last four encounters heavily against Craig Harrison's champions. So we look forward to an entertaining afternoon here in the sun. Keeping me company on Red Button commentary is Llanelli's assistant manager Dylan Blaine. Dylan, how do you think things will pan out today?
Yeah, a really tough game here, Mike, for Cardiff Met. Obviously, TNS been hugely successful in this competition in recent times, and of course dominating the league as well. So don't expect anything different than a very, very difficult game here for Cardiff Met. But it's a cup point semi-final, and as we know, anything can happen.
Yeah, and of course the New Saints coming off that defeat against Airdrieonians last Sunday. It would be a particularly hard loss to have taken for the New Saints, and particularly Craig Harrison. It was something that they hadn't achieved previously, but in a one-off game anything can happen, and we'll see today whether Cardiff Met are up to the task. In terms of today's lineups, Cardiff Met make two changes from the win against Caernarfon. Lewis Rees and the experienced Kyle McCarthy are included, but the influential Emlyn Lewis is suspended. And for the champions, TNS, one change from the defeat against Airdrie. Declan McManus starts alongside Brad Young in a very attacking lineup. We may well see Chris Marriott captain and in the centre of defence, with Danny Redmond playing at left back. So some interesting selections, Dylan. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it certainly looks a very attacking team here for TNS. As you mentioned, they're having McManus and Brad Young both in the side. Potentially Brad Young to play slightly behind McManus, but look for lots of interchanging of positions, I would suggest. And as you mentioned, Emily Lewis, a huge loss for Cardiff Met in defence against those attacking players for TNS, but an opportunity for someone to step in and have an impressive game here for Cardiff Met.
Our referee this afternoon is Mr. Tom Owen, 32 years of age, from Harden. There's a strong sun here that may well not affect the goalkeepers, but may affect the commentators. We'll have to wait and see.
It's certainly nice and bright here today.
But overwhelming favourites to meet Connah's Nomads in the Welsh Cup final will be the New Saints. In the last four encounters against Cardiff Met, there's been one-way traffic, 24 goals they've scored, conceding only 2, and it'll be interesting to see whether they have that Scottish hangover after the defeat against Airdrieonians. From a player and a coach's point of view, I'm sure that would have been a hard one to take for Craig Harrison and his team.
Yeah, certainly that was a big game for them there, but they'll be certainly looking to bounce back in impressive fashion, I would imagine, today.
And they'll settle into their pattern of keeping as much possession as possible. And we see that Josh Daniels will slot in the right back position. And you can see Danny Redmond out on the left-hand side, but a long looping ball from Marriott, the captain, looking for the influential Brad Young.
Yeah, it looks like Brad Young's going to start on the left for TNS here. So it'll be important that Cardiff Met keep a close eye on him, the form that he's been in this year.
Daniels, so many contributions to goals this season from the Irishman. Marriott to slip there, and he's conceded possession, and Elliot Evans goes for goal. Oh goodness me, what an excellent effort. Well, the error by Chris Marriott, first of all, conceding possession. The vision by Elliot Evans saw Connor Roberts off his line. Well, almost a fantastic opening for Cardiff Met.
And that's exactly the blueprint here, isn't it? It's sitting in shape, waiting for that mistake, and then when that opportunity for that transition comes, is taking advantage. And that was a really good opportunity there for Cardiff Met early in the game.
Well, it was a heart-in-mouth moment for the New Saints and their supporters. It was as if time stood still there for a couple of seconds, because you could see the ball going into the feet of Elliot Evans. One look up, so Connor Roberts off his line, and from about 45 yards was only a whisker past the post. Throw in to the New Saints, taken by Daniels. He creates room for the cross. Clever touch by McManus inside, but it's Dixon Kabongo who's across. Breakthrough season for Kabongo at Cardiff Met, and Vincent is strong and he holds the ball up well and he feeds the former New Saints player. Leo Smith dropping in to the centre circle, keeps possession. It'll be the movement of the ball that will be so important for the New Saints to put pressure on the Cardiff Met defence, Dylan.
Yeah, certainly. I think when you get a team that sits into shape as much as this, the important thing for the team in possession is to move that ball quickly and to look for those gaps and openings and then try and probe through in that area, try to break through those lines, and where those lines aren't there is to then switch the play at speed, like we're seeing here, into wide areas to try and create those overloads.
Well, we're playing advantage here, and it's with CJ Craven. Craven goes to ground, wins the free kick. There would have been a free kick earlier in the move, a foul by Ben Clark.
Certainly see Cardiff Met doing really well here, working hard obviously off the ball, keeping their shape, but then when that opportunity comes to try to win the ball, they're really stepping in and have that intensity about them, and then that's going to be those moments where they have that chance to play on that counter-attack. That will be really, really important, and we saw the early chance for Elliot Evans from such a mistake, and again that's what Cardiff Met will need to look for again today.
Interesting, Kyle McCarthy, the most experienced player alongside Elliot Evans, taking the armband today.
Yeah, and it'll be crucial for players like McCarthy, Elliot Evans, to make sure that they're communicating right the way through the game here. Obviously we're expecting TNS to have lots of possession, and it'll be important that they stay in shape well, and people like McCarthy and Evans, they'll be really important for Cardiff Met.
Lewis Rees took a bang there in the original clash with Ben Clark. He's back on his feet, he's received a bit of attention, hobbles to the sideline, but a free kick for Cardiff Met.
See that fashionable high line there from TNS from these wide free kicks. Good defending there.
Ball played down the channel, and it will be a goal kick for the New Saints, but a promising start by Cardiff Met, who must come into this game scarred psychologically from the last 4 encounters with the champions.
Yeah, I'm sure that they wouldn't have mentioned it maybe too much, but everyone will be more than aware of some of those score lines that have been there in the past, and that can happen against a team with the quality that TNS possess, and you can see from the way that Met have set up here today, again forcing the mistake there, and then having the ball in the attacking third.
Well, 5 minutes played, and it's 5 minutes that have belonged to the students of Cardiff Met. It'll be a throw-in down this left-hand side to be taken by CJ Craven. Ball helped on. The New Saints find it difficult to clear. This is Brad Young deep in his own half, but under pressure, being harried by Price and Kabongo, and they force the ball back to Connor Roberts, but clever play by Marriott. And they find Rory Holden in space, and Holden spreads it wide.
Again, Craven doing well there, getting back into position. But the switch here again, causing the problems in the wide areas.
Redmond looking for the run by Clark. Excellently timed run from midfield by Ben Clark, as he did in Falkirk on Sunday. And a clever turn and a nutmeg, and it draws the foul by Kyle McCarthy far side, and that's excellent play and clever play by Ben Clark.
A really good run from midfield there for Clark. Really difficult for the Cardiff Met players to be tracking those runners, but it's vital that they stay at that goal side position, and then when they get those 1v1 opportunities to defend in wide areas, doing their best here. We can see foul being given away there by some clever play, but it's really important that they're going to have to defend in those 1v1 areas, and certainly here now from this set piece.
McManus will be one of the targets here as they split into the near post. Important that the Cardiff Met got the first connection, and they did, and they'll be looking to break quickly. But it's Leo Smith back. There's a push there on Chubb. Chubb in trouble, but a half chance from McManus.
Looked a slight nudge there in the air, but those are the dark arts of the game, I suppose. But he saw there from the set piece an opportunity for Cardiff Met to break again. You know, with the pace that they have in attack, that's going to be a important weapon that they take advantage of when TNS have those set pieces to look to break at speed.
Second ball in midfield, so important. It's one there by Leo Smith, but a loose pass by the midfield player.
But again, really good work from the Cardiff Met midfield. They're forcing those errors, making sure that every TNS player is aware that they're under pressure. And again, the mistake comes, and Cardiff Met opportunity to start to have the ball and play in possession.
They do have Matt Chubb, who is the long throw expert. He goes long and early. He has the target of Tom Vincent at Kabongo, and again it's inches past the post. Dixon Kabongo picking up the header on the edge of the box, and a left foot effort had Connor Roberts sprawling across his 6-yard box.
Yeah, again a really promising start here from Cardiff Met. The long throw coming in, Vincent with the physical presence, and then the second ball on the edge of the box. Close there to the side of the post. But again, promising signs here for Cardiff Met.
Williams interesting down this right-hand side rather than the left, but it's McCarthy who intercepts. McCarthy sprinting down, cuts inside, looking for the pass to Rees. Again, it's McCarthy in towards the edge of the box. Rees! What an important touch there. A foul is given against the former New Saints man, Lewis Rees. But Cardiff Met having a lot of joy, Dylan, down this left-hand side.
Yeah, certainly, again, good defending in the left-back position, and then good confidence on the ball into play down this left channel. Again, finishing with a cross into the box, and those crosses keep coming in. There's huge potential here for another chance to fall for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, it was February 2023 where Cardiff Met downed the New Saints at Kingoid campus. They were 2-0 down as well, came back to win that game 3-2. And it was after that that the New Saints went on a 41-game unbeaten run. Wouldn't it be ironic? Wouldn't it be ironic if they were to be down by the same team again?
That's what they need to be talking about, doesn't it? Is keeping those things in mind. The opportunities here for them in a semi-final like this, and this start is certainly going to have given them confidence.
Josh Daniels receiving new instructions from Craig Harrison below us. Long ball played in, looking for McManus. He acknowledges the ball, but Alex Lang off his line. Alex Lang, 7 clean sheets for him this season, been an ever-present for Cardiff Met since March 2021. Excellent run by him. Kicks it long. Vincent in the face mask. Will be a good foil for Sam Jones, one of the quickest men in the Welsh Premier League according to Mark Jones, the Cymru C manager. And again it's Cardiff Met to nip in. Advantage is played for Elliot Evans. There is a foul. Not much advantage there for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, they're always difficult ones there. I think we, as players, used to look for the referee to play advantage, but then you give the possession away and you think that the free kick in an attacking area would be really promising.
Well, it's Craven wins the ball back, and this is Elliot Evans. Evans turns, picks out Rees. Rees crosses, and it's a near post header cleared by the New Saints. This is McCarthy, but he can't control. And it's Jordan Williams and Kyle McCarthy wrestling for the ball below us.
Yeah, clever from McCarthy there, slowing play down. Is certainly what TNS are going to look to play the ball quickly, but McCarthy there just slowing the game down and letting his teammates get into position.
It's interesting how the Cardiff Met have set up, Dylan. You've got Elliot Evans, Vincent and Rees, with Sam Jones dropping back, supporting Matt Chubb in the right back position, and again the loose pass, and it finds Rees. Rees looking to release Elliot Evans. I reckon the idea is Sam Jones helps out with marking Brad Young, yeah?
That's certainly what I would expect that they've thought about when they saw the teams come out.
Clever play by Chubb. You had an interesting conversation, I know, with Cardiff Met assistant coach Craig Hanford before the game. And it's just they try new tactics against the New Saints every time they play them.
Yeah, it was good to catch up with one of my former teammates, Craig, there. Obviously they're doing some great stuff here with Cardiff Met, and yeah, having a game plan to play against such good quality opposition is always really important.
McCarthy dives in, Williams evades the tackle, and the ball is played in towards the near post, and it's McManus's touch, but he's wide of the mark. But a mistake there by McCarthy.
Yeah, and that's always the danger, isn't it, where you think you can just maybe pinch in front to try and win that ball back to get on that transition, which has been so successful for them in the start of this game, but you get the timing slightly wrong, and all of a sudden that TNS are in a very attacking position there, with obviously lots of threats in the middle of in the box.
Lang clears long. Vincent again with the important touch. Danny Davis goes to ground. They play the ball back to Connor Roberts.
Vincent certainly is proven to be very strong in the air in the start of this game. Again, with maybe the changes at centre back for TNS, again something that Cardiff Met can look to continue to take advantage of.
The one change in the team, Pask out, and then McManus included as an extra attacker. First real error there by McCarthy, giving away possession in a dangerous area. And one could argue, Dylan, that with Chris Marriott and Danny Davis playing in the centre of midfield, they're not really two pure central defenders, are they?
No, obviously very, very comfortable on the ball, and that's the strategy clearly, is to dominate possession from this halfway line area and then look to find those movements and patterns in their attack in the middle to attack in third. But again, we've got Cardiff Met winning the ball back, potential to break.
Error far side by the students. This is Holden. Holden out to Brad Young. Young looking to torment Sam Jones. McManus, edge of the box, some trickery from last year's Golden Boot winner.
We can see as the play develops here now, though, Cardiff Met nice and compact from the edge of the box. Everyone clear on their roles.
McManus and Young combine the run from midfield. A late run by Ben Clark, but it's dealt with easily by the students, and it's been a promising quarter. 15 minutes played, 0-0 here at Latham Park, Welsh Cup semi-final, and perhaps Cardiff Met having the better of things.
Certainly having the better of the opportunities. You can see the game plan clearly well set out here in terms of trying to sit deep and compact, and then when that trigger comes for that error or a loose pass, they're jumping on it and that counter-attack then.
Williams up against CJ Craven. Williams wins the throw, takes it early into McManus. A crowd of players around him. McManus goes to ground. The foul is awarded in favour of the New Saints.
Yeah, clever play from McManus there. I thought that the press had come well from behind there, and then winning the ball back in front. But clever from McManus just to get his body in between the ball and the defender and then ride that tackle, and an attacking opportunity here from the set piece.
Plenty of notes to be made by Craig Harrison after this first quarter of an hour. It's Leo Smith and Marriott. Smith takes it, ball is knocked down, but there is an offside against the TNS players on that far side.
Yeah, and you can just see the Cardiff Met players there applauding each other just for keeping their shape, keeping their line, doing their roles. Interesting in games like this, often you think you're up against TNS and it's going to be the possession play that maybe that picks you apart, but actually the effective set-piece team as well, so important to keep an eye on those different set-pieces, wide free kicks, corners, for example.
Long kick by Lang, but the offside flag was raised far side by the assistant referee against Tom Vincent, and certainly, as you said, Tom Vincent, his presence, he towers over Chris Marriott there in the centre of the field. But this is Josh Daniels, who's been involved in so many of the New Saints moves, 12 assists in the Welsh Premier League this season.
And here we're settling into this usual pattern now. Comfortable possession on the halfway line. Cardiff Met keeping their shape. This is where some clever movement now from the TNS players, maybe some rotations in midfield area, and here we see it now.
You see Rory Holden finding some pockets of space between the lines. Here's Redmond outside him. He sweeps the ball wide looking for Daniels, but it's CJ Craven who mistimes his header, but the cover is across from McCarthy.
Yeah, great cover from McCarthy there. The aerial duel out here, that 50-50, important that the cover is on.
Josh Daniels had a good game against Adrionians on Sunday. Unfortunate to be on the losing side. Clark. Again, a loose pass by Clark. Hesitation as well. Danny Davis goes to ground, no foul awarded, and Tom Price sweeps it out towards Elliot Evans, but a cluster of New Saints players recycles the ball well. Where the ball was dropping, Rory Holden was there.
But there really is opportunities on this counter-attack. If they can just win that ball back in this central area, there's so much space to find.
As we approach the 20-minute mark, 2 efforts on goal by the students, Elliot Evans and Dixon Kabongo, both off target. The 2 good opportunities. The nearest the New Saints have come was that cross on the right-hand side by Jordan Williams, and then Declan McManus getting the better of Kyle McCarthy at the near post. But nothing on target as yet to trouble the 2 goalkeepers. It's a super pass crossfield by Marriott. Almost like a game of chess, Dylan.
Yeah, this is how it looks at the moment. TNS trying to move this ball around, find those little pockets, as you said, in between those lines, and then trying to get one of these central midfield players potentially on the half turn to drive towards the Cardiff Met defenders. But as it stands at the moment, Cardiff Met players clear in their different roles of when to press, when to sit back into their shape, and very little space at the moment.
Interesting selection with Danny Redmond out on that left-hand side. He's got more assists in the Welsh Premier League than any other player, 13. ahead of Josh Daniels playing on the right-hand side. So our two full-backs are the ones with about 25 assists for the champions.
Where we might need to find the space. Obviously, the Cardiff Met saying so compact in the centre of the field that it is going to be maybe these wide areas where that space is going to emerge. But it'll need to be switched at speed just to move these Cardiff Met players around. But we're not seeing the Cardiff Met players, attackers, jump out at all at the two centre-half. More than happy for them to have the ball in this area of the field and then not jumping out, because obviously, of course, as soon as they jump out, that's where the spaces will be.
Yeah. And as they move the ball wide from Marriott to Redmond, Sam Jones who nips in, and then Kabongo. Kabongo misses his tackle. Leo Smith, opportunity to shoot. He does so. Fierce shot by Leo Smith from about 30 yards over the bar, but there was space in front of him, and you can't blame him for taking the shot onto that.
No, certainly not. You know, and the ability that Leo Smith has, you wouldn't have been surprised to see that certainly on target. But again, I mean, Cardiff Met defending, they'll have to accept that they're going to be having shots from those sort of distances. With the tactics they've employed, that's going to happen in this game. But it's important that they get pressure on the ball to make sure there's these shots and free shots. But good patience from TNS there to find those spaces and get that shot in and goal.
Ball headed on, no offside against Elliot Evans. He crosses towards Lewis Rees. It's beyond him. It's a race for the ball. Rees inside to CJ Craven. Quick feet by Craven. Needs support. Price is there. Craig Harrison screaming the instructions to press on the Cardiff Met players to force them back. That's a clever pass on to Elliot Evans to Vincent. Vincent to Sam Jones. Jones with Price in the middle. Jones cuts inside to Elliot Evans. Promising here for the students. They cross well. Vincent! And Vincent scores! Oh, superb play by Cardiff Met. They recycled possession expertly, found the influential Elliot Evans, and his perfectly placed cross was headed down and beyond Connor Roberts into the bottom corner. Is the shock on here at Latham Park? Halfway through the first half, it's Cardiff Met 1, the New Saints 0.
Well, what a fantastic header that was. Not much pace on the ball when we first saw it. But excellent play, cross from Elliot Evans. He had to put a lot of that power on the ball and just expertly placed into the bottom corner of the goal there. An outstanding header there from Vincent, and you must say Cardiff Met have deserved it.
Well, it's been coming, Dylan. They've knocked on the door, that effort by Kabongo and by Elliot Evans, and wearing the face mask, heading wide of Connor Roberts, but inside the post. Cardiff Met have the lead in the JD Welsh Cup semi-final. Met 1, the New Saints 0. Cardiff Met, the New Saints looking for a third appearance in a row in the Welsh Cup final.
And that gives them something to hold on to. But important for TNS now, they'll be confident in their style of play here. Just need to move this ball a little bit quicker in possession. Try and move these Cardiff Met players around. Maybe when we get these balls in wide areas, that we get dribbles or 1v1 attempts in these wide areas, just to draw these Cardiff Met players out. But certainly something for Cardiff Met to hold on to now.
Vincent again strong, but he can't hold on to it this time, and it breaks kindly for the New Saints, and it's Leo Smith breaking free onto Brad Young, who we haven't really seen in the first 25 minutes of this game.
No, he's been a little bit isolated out there in the left, haven't been able to get the ball out to him, but that's credit probably to the shape of Cardiff Met and how good a job that they've done in sitting behind the ball here, not allowing any space for players to get the ball into Young.
Again, it's Leo Smith finding space. Ball played forward to Brad Young. Young, can he keep the ball in? No, he can't.
Right on cue there, Mike. As soon as you mention it, he finds some space. But yeah, in the centre of the field there, getting on the half turn, and then Young making that run into the areas, into that wide area. The ball, fortunate for Cardiff Met, running out of play.
Well, if we go back to that goal, Dylan, it was expertly crafted by the Cardiff Met players. They kept possession well, recycled, were very patient, found the right man in Elliot Evans for the cross, and then Tom Vincent did the rest at the far post.
Yeah, and it can be the hardest thing to do in football sometimes, when you're without the ball for so long in a game and having to just press and work out possession. When you actually win the ball back, it's then having that composure to keep the ball, and they got the ball in that final third area, found a few passes, and as you said, Elliot Evans with a brilliant cross there, Vincent peeling off to the back post and a fantastic header.
Lewis Rees putting the pressure on Danny Davis into the feet of Captain Marriott. It's interesting, they've been without Ryan Astles for a while. They have Blaine Hudson on the bench, a natural central defender, but perhaps it's been in that position that they've been struggling during the first half an hour here. Here comes Tom Price across. He's confident of winning the throw. It goes against him, as I expected it to, actually. Some naive play there by Tom Price, thinking the throw was his. Cardiff Met did reach the semi-finals 2 years running in 2019 and 2020, but are yet to appear in a Welsh Cup final. Danny Davis past Vincent, clever play, but he's taken to ground there by Tom Price. Free kick is taken quickly, not particularly from the right place, but play on, says our referee Tom Owen.
There you see that example of someone stepping past the player. That's the type of opportunity that's going to create that space for TNS. Perhaps not, we wouldn't expect it so much from a centre-back in that sort of area, but that's what's going to create the space for TNS to have that overloaded numbers in those attacking areas. But once again, now we see this very compact shape and hard work from Met here.
Holden into the feet of McManus. The Cardiff Met coaches and players will be happy to see McManus with his back to goal. Again, the ball played long and is too far in front of Brad Young. A little bit of frustration perhaps creeping into TNS's play.
Yeah, and it's important. They've got lots of experience on the field here, that frustration, they don't try and force those passes and they remain patient. We can hear Craig Harrison calling for that on the side here, and that patience, but also that ball speed when they get in this final third, trying to speed up that play, maybe some little 1-2s or sharper balls around the corner, those type of plays where they can really try to pick off.
On Monday, you have all the highlights from the weekend's matches from the Welsh Prem. 4 played yesterday, including the highlights from this one as well, and the Gennaro Women's League. And next Sunday, it'll be Cardiff versus Wrexham, live online, a 5 o'clock kickoff in the Gennaro Premier League. New Saints have won 24 Welsh Cup matches in a row. The last time they were beaten was by Connors Quay Nomads in the quarter-final in 2018, but they're behind here at Latham Park, where Tom Vincent's goal separates the teams, and again Danny Davis under pressure from Lewis Rees. They're so athletic, so quick and strong, the students, and that goal would have given them so much impetus.
Yeah, and I think adding discipline to that one as well, isn't it? They're so disciplined in their shape, but when that opportunity to press is coming, you can see that athleticism is coming through. They're trying to jump onto any type of mistake from these TNS players when those opportunities come.
McManus round the corner looking for the run from midfield. He wins the ball back, clever quick feet by Jordan Williams, and the foul goes in favour of Cardiff Met. Half an hour played, Cardiff Met 1, the New Saints 0.
Yeah, I think important there that the Cardiff Met got that foul given. Looked a little bit theatrical, but again, it allows that opportunity to slow the game down for them to just get their breather, get their shape back, organise anything that might happen in the last phase. And you can see the players, or hear the players even communicating with each other around those type of aspects. Again, you can see this direct approach here from Cardiff Met. No players dropping short for any short goal kick or any of these free kicks in these areas. The ball is going one place here, and that will be up to the player in the mask, Vincent.
It's long and it's a race for the ball, but the throw goes in favour of the New Saints. Can't underestimate how overwhelming favourites the New Saints were coming into this game. The last 3 games between the sides, they'd scored, well, an 8-0 win, a 4-0 win and a 5-1. Those are the 3 games that between the sides this season. Only 1 goal scored by the students. But they've added to it tonight, and an all-important goal it is. But here comes Clark and Lang. Well, Lang stayed on his line. The ball is pulled back. And this is Brad Young. Young, oh, is a handball there? Edge of the box. Young and Rory Holden trying to get a shot at goal. But no communication there, Dylan, between Joe Evans and Alex Lang, and they almost paid the price.
Yeah, the first bit of miscommunication that we've seen, they've been outstanding so far in terms of communication and keeping their shape and doing their roles, but they're just a little bit of miscommunication creeping in.
And here comes a run behind the defenders by Brad Young. Back goes Matt Chubb, and he concedes the first corner of the evening.
Yeah, and you never know, you start to see that miscommunication there. We're half an hour in now. It's been a lot of work off the ball for Cardiff Met, and although their fitness levels are exceptional, you know, if TNS keep moving this ball around and moving these Cardiff Met players around, it's a lot of work to continue to do.
Chris Marriott, and he plays it back to Danny Redmond, trying to change the angle, and they go towards the far post. Important header by McCarthy. Ball is cleared, but temporarily. This is Holden. Holden curls it in, but it's easily cleared, collected by Lewis Rees. He goes to ground, wins the free kick, and relieves the pressure.
And those little decisions are just going Cardiff Met's way here. I think he got a little touch on the ball there, but these little decisions just going Cardiff Met's way. And it's important that TNS don't get frustrated by any of these decisions and continue to play their game. Those last couple of minutes, a few opportunities arising. Yeah, it just looked like he got his toe to the ball there. But again, Cardiff Met certainly won't be complaining.
And TNS have played in 7 of the last 8 Welsh Cup finals. And it really would be a turn-up for the books if they don't make it 8 out of 9 this evening. But they are behind. And the students looking good for their 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I think we were...
Again, they're closed down, but the foul by Lewis Rees on the edge of the box on Danny Davis.
You can see how quick they're looking at any type of loose pass there. Rees there diving in, jumping out.
Williams against Craven is a real physical battle, and Williams keeps possession. Craven a real combative fullback. Ball played long, but it's too long.
Yeah, every time the ball comes out here, Craven is pressing at such speed. And yeah, he's won quite a few of those battles here, but not quite that time.
Yeah, wins for the New Saints against Aberystwyth, Newtown, Airbus, Connors Quay, Penabont and Bala last year. Bala, who they beat by 6 goals to 0, the biggest winning margin since 1931. But they need to come from behind this evening to get to that final. Lang kicks long for the students, again looking for Vincent. It's headed down. McManus finds the ball wide, but it's Brad Young goes, well, Brad Young goes to ground, but the free kick is awarded against the league's top scorer.
Yeah, I think Sam just got in there first, and
pick up the replay in a minute now.
Brad Young slightly late. It looked like a 50-50 ball in there, and we'll see from the replay as it comes through. Yeah, it just got there in front of Brad Young.
Well, the first 35 minutes have flown by, only 10 minutes to the break. Cardiff Met 1, the Tom Vincent goal on 23 minutes separates the sides. Lang, long, Connor Roberts comes for it. Well, decides to punch. It went straight to Kabongo. And here's Chubb is up as well, and this is Vincent again. Can he get the ball down? He can! And he doubles the Mets lead! Oh! He fires the ball on the half volley past Connor Roberts, and Cardiff Met are in dreamland. 36 minutes played in the Welsh Cup semi-final. They've doubled their lead, and it's 2 for Vincent. It's Cardiff Met 2, the New Saints 0.
Well, if the header was a good goal, this one is an even better finish. An absolutely fantastic volley there by Vincent. Again, a long ball up the field, ball breaks, and then he finds himself in space just inside the box, and an absolute brilliant half volley there from Vincent. Cross the goalkeeper, always gives yourself a chance, even if the goalkeeper's to parry it out. Opportunity for the incoming players, but an outstanding finish by Vincent there, and dreamland here for Cardiff Met in the first half.
Well, goodness me. I almost can't believe what I'm seeing here, because Cardiff, the New Saints have been so dominant against all comers in the Cymru Premier this season, and they've disposed of Cardiff Met on 3 occasions so confidently, and yet the students have done so well. But here come the New Saints looking for a foothold in the game before half-time. Quick feet by Sam Jones, but he gives it away.
And, you know, they've been dominant in terms of possession in this game as well. But Cardiff Met with a very clear game plan here. That deep defensive line, compact shape, and then the direct ball into Vincent.
McManus feeds Williams, across comes Elliot Evans helping out in defence, and it's CJ Craven looking for an opportunity to clear. He does so up to the man of the moment, Vincent. Vincent to Rees, and it's a race between Danny Davis and Vincent. Danny Davis goes across to Marriott. Marriott takes one in the face from Price. And the energy levels of the Cardiff Met players, unbelievable in this first half. And Kabongo goes to ground, and an opportunity to take a breath.
Yeah, exactly. Again, free kick in this area. Time to take a breather. But again, as this ball gets into this attacking area of Cardiff Met, they do look a threat. Anytime that ball is breaking, as you said, lots of energy in those midfield areas to try and get on that second ball, and they do look threatening.
Just one word of caution for all those Cardiff Met supporters. They were 2-0 up. It was 2-0 up, Cardiff Met. And the touch is there, and it will go out for, well, it doesn't go out for a corner, and it's Rees who crosses in towards the far post. Redmond clears. Sam Jones, but his cross is too deep, but evades everybody.
Yeah, some more attacking threat there from Cardiff Met. Unfortunately, that time you had Vincent chase out to the left here. He would have been the ideal person to be in the centre for that cross, but having worked out there to this side, closest to us here, he wasn't available in the box. But again, Cardiff Met back into their shape now, and we're settling into this pattern of possession from TNS, but Cardiff Met just staying in their shape.
Six minutes to the break. Cardiff Met lead by 2-0, but here comes Brad Young. It's a foot race between Young and Chubb. Chubb stands his ground. Young keeps possession well. The cross comes in, it's deflected. Edge of the box. Holden.
Wonderful movement from Brad Young there. Fake to come short and then made that big run in behind.
It was Ben Clark on the edge of the box who was nearest to it. But still no real problems for Alex Lang in terms of shots on target. McManus came close, Leo Smith over the bar. But apart from that, they've dealt really well, the Cardiff Met defence, with what the New Saints have thrown at them. Clark closed down, they nip in, and that short pass releases Vincent, and Vincent a sprawling ball out towards Lewis Rees, and it's perfectly placed in front of Rees. Rees, the ball inside, looking for Elliot Evans. Sam Jones did expertly to keep it in, but it went in favour of Brad Young. Recycles possession, but that crossfield pass again in front of the New Saints. And they are looking at each other here in terms of how on earth they're going to break down this resolute Cardiff Met defence.
Yeah, and this is a really important time in the game here now, isn't it, for Cardiff Met? If they can go into half-time with this clean sheet, then, you know, that gives them that little 15-minute opportunity to have a break, have a breather, discussion about any tactics that they need.
McManus, toe poke to Holden. It's Redmond who's free out on the left-hand side. Into the last 5. Sorry, go ahead.
So impressive. If the ball goes into McManus there, the work rate from the Cardiff Met players, even the midfielders, to press from behind as well, and it makes it really difficult for McManus.
Young to Leo Smith, edge of the box, drifts it in. The player goes to ground, and a penalty is given. A penalty is given. A push on Jordan Williams. Now, I don't think it was Tom Owen who gave that. And a yellow card for Kyle McCarthy. I think it must have been the assistant referee who gave that decision, because initially Tom Owen said no.
Well, he did look as if he'd got the wrong side of him, but I don't know whether they were instructing there was a shirt pull. They didn't look much of a shirt pull to me.
Well, it was Jordan Williams threw himself to the ground. Whether he was pushed or there was a shirt pull, that's what we think. It's a yellow card for Kyle McCarthy, and it's Declan McManus over this all-important penalty 2 minutes before half-time, which will bring, if he scores it, the New Saints back into this game. McManus against Lang. An all-important moment in this Welsh Cup semi-final. On his right foot, scores for the New Saints, and the champions and the holders are back in the game.
An outstanding penalty there. No chance for Lang in the goal.
Yeah, he took it well, Declan McManus. Ball goes one way, Alex Lang goes the other. They half the deficit just before half-time. A perfect timing for the New Saints.
Yeah, perfect penalty as well. But yeah, TNS will be delighted to have got that goal just before half-time. As we said before, there really it was important there that Met just trying to get towards half-time with that 2-goal lead. But now it's 2-1. You know, just get to half-time, get the players in, and then regroup towards that second half.
Well, it's been a really interesting game with Cardiff Met scoring initially the first goal, doubling their lead through Tom Vincent, an excellent half volley, but then the shirt pull and Jordan Williams going to ground, giving the New Saints the opportunity from the spot, which Declan McManus takes. Well, it's game on here now at Latham Park, and it's Rees for the students, and the ball is played to Craven, edge of the box. Craven cuts inside. The New Saints struggle to clear. It's with McCarthy. McCarthy evades the tackle of Williams. He crosses towards the far post. It's Vincent who's coming for it. Connor Roberts drops it. And there will be 3 minutes of added time at the end of an all-exciting first half. The initiative back with the holders, the New Saints, going for a domestic treble. Here comes Daniels. Daniels to Clark. Clark, will he take a dip from far? No, he won't. Moves the ball on to the captain, Marriott. He spreads it out wide to Redmond. The New Saints, have they grasped the initiative now at the end of the first half? The new students have worked so hard, Cardiff Met, to get a lead, to hold on to it, and to work so hard to close down Their energy levels been amazing in this first half. Referee Tom Owen takes a touch. He says play on. In the time that's been allocated for stoppages at the end of an exciting half. And it's the New Saints that are finishing on top. With 2-1 down. Holden gives away possession. Opportunity here. Lewis Rees. Rees looks around. And the foul is conceded by Leo Smith. Exactly what Craig Harrison was telling him not to do.
Yeah, right on cue there. But again, as you can see, the Cardiff Met making these breaks. They're being patient then, just not giving that ball up, making sure that at worst they're getting those fouls. It's another opportunity to get the ball up into that box toward Vincent, and there's been that clear tactic, get lots of players around him, and then when that ball drops, they've been on to a lot of these second balls, and that getting those attempts in on goal, and we'll see that again just for half-time here now, with another half chance here for Cardiff Met.
That's it, he's yours. Your responsibility, first and second phase.
McCarthy with the free kick for Cardiff Met. I'm sure he'll be looking for Vincent. It goes far. It's Rees, Sam Jones who gets up, hits the head of Vincent. The ball is cleared downfield, and it's Craven who's back there for the students as we enter the last minute of 3 added on.
Yeah, composed defending again by Craven. He's done an excellent half out here on the left. Mostly in defensive play, but again, when the opportunities have come for that counter-attack, he's often chosen that right option.
Free kick given in favour of the holders. Offside against the students. Your final reflections on the half, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a similar pattern all game, really. TNS with possession of the ball, moving it around. Cardiff Met looking for any opportunity to try to press and win that ball if they can, high up the field. And we saw the opportunity early for Elliot Evans, where they forced the mistake and played on that mistake. And then, yeah, 2 fabulous goals from Vincent, and then that penalty just before half-time there for TNS takes us to 2-1 just at half-time.
Yeah, Tom Vincent with the header on 23 minutes, and an expertly taken half volley had given Cardiff Met a 2-0 lead, but Declan McManus with a penalty 2 minutes before half-time. At the half, it's Cardiff Met 2, the New Saints 1, and a chance to look at the games from Good Friday.
Aberystwyth yn I gwyrddau di arferol yn ymosod o'r chwith i'r dde yn yr hanner cyntaf yma, fel da ni'n edrych ar bethau. Mae yna gyfle fan hyn I Aber, cyfle cynta'r gêm, ac arbediad holl bwysig gan Rhys Truman.
Hartley, mae'n ffindo'r lle yn y cwrt, a mae'n bwrw'r target o'n I fi, mae'n rhaid I fe sgorio fyna. Mae'n gweld y gol geidwad, ond mae'n rhaid I mynd i'r gornel dde neu'r gornel chwith fyna, fydd Hartley'n siomedig.
Ben Willem sydd I gymryd y gic. Mewn safle ddawol. Codi'r beli mewn I cwrt Cosby. Ac pan yn ôl yn amddiffyn unwaith eto. Dwy cyn I cael ei rhwystro, wedi dod I Thorn! A Jack Thorn! Capten Aberystwyth! Oedd yn y lle iawn ar yr amser iawn I roi'r ymwelwyr ar y blaen. Hanner awr wedi mynd ar ffordd Llanelian. A fe alla honna fod yn gôl anfarth yn y frwydr I aros yn uwch gyngrair Cymru.
Bach o ping-pong ar y postyn pella, John Owen a Iwan Lewis, a mae'n benni ddan wrth trad y capten, a mae fe'n benni ddi yn glenigol.
Cic gornol I Fai Colwyn, mae Creedyn I chymryd I, ac pan ar ergydd yn cymryd gwiriad, a dwi'n meddwl yn y chwaraewyr Fai Colwyn ath yr ergyd daro. So wedi gallu mynd I rwla, ond allan am dafliad mae'n mynd yn y pen draw. Alex Downs efo'r tafliad. Canfod Wdi Acpan yng nghanol y cae. Bel yn ôl at Downs. Chydig yn lwcus, mae Creedy yn hir. A fe betriso Dave Jones. A fe gyrheiddodd Lloyd Marsh Hughes yn o gynta. Ond peniad yr eilydd heibio'r postyn.
Marsh Hughes, neu popeth yn gywir y fyna. Just rhwng yr amddiffynwr a Dave Jones yn y gol. Gael I beniad I. Sei ar darget, bydde hwnna yn gol.
Aber yn istan ddyfnach ac yn ddyfnach bellach. A mae yna gyfle yn fan hyn. Iwan Lewis yn trio sgwario'r bel a Steph Davies, mae nôl at Lewis. Lewis yn cymryd i amser ac yn tynnu ergyd i mewn i'r hwyd ochr. A mae'n bosib bod Iwan Lewis wedi cymryd gormod amser i feddwl amdani.
Ti jyst yn disgwyl Aber i cymeriad cyfleon fel la.
McCready trio ffindio'r allwedd i ddatgloi'r amddiffyn. Penny a Dawes i lawer! Atkins oddi ar y traws! A fe groesodd y bel y llinell. A mae'n gol i'r tîm cartra. Ac efo 2 funud i fynd o'r diwedd, maen nhw wedi cael y gol sy'n union i'r sgôr.
Wel, maen nhw wedi bod yn curo ar y drws. McCready yn ganol popeth. Downs ar penny ar y draws. Atkins neu yw un gol i hunan gan Kirkman.
Billy Kirkman drian o rhaid efo fynd amdani. Mae'n cymryd kick gornel rwan ar ochr arall y cae! A fe mewn! A mae Aberystwyth wedi mynd yn ôl ar y blaen! Zach Hartley efo'i gol gynta i Aberystwyth. A nachi amser i wneud eich marc. A mae Aber yn ôl ar y blaen. Mae na ddrama hwyr.
Wel, am drama. Mae Bale Droid jyst gallu fod mor greulon rhyw weithiau. Bai Colwyn yn meddwl bod nhw'n nôl yn y gêm a yn sicrhau pwynt i'w dîm. Ond Hartley, rhywsut, rhyw ffordd yn cael ei mewn i gefen yr rhwyd. A dyna beth sy'n bwysig.
Bale ymlaen. Canavan ar ei hôl i. Canavan ddim yn cam sefyll. G. Canavan yn y cwrt Cosby! Ar ergyd ar draws wyneb y gol. Ac allan am gic gornel. Fe gafodd Rhys Truman y cyffyrddiad lleia. A bosib o hwnnw yn gyffyrddiad holl bwysig.
Ar dafliad hir gan Wilson i Fawcett. Fawcett ar draws tuag at y postyn bella o sut ar y ddiar. A fethodd y cyfle ar o'r postyn. Ydw ni mys oedd yn cam sefyll. Taci gol sydd wedi cael ei roi. Ricky Watts di wneud y rediad o ganol y cae. Pontypridd yn cael ei dal allan. Ond oedd Watts ddim yn cam sefyll. Fawcett oedd wedyn. Ond o'na'n gyfle euraidd yn yr eiliadau agoriadol yma. I Wlffordd yn ar blaen. Wilson ar dafliad hir mewn tuag at y cwrt 6. Jenkins ar ôl beniad o arbediad wych gan Ashley Morris. Wilson yn hyrddi'r dafliad na. Y symudiad yn wych gan Jenkins ar ôl beniad. Bron iawn ar ei Wlffordd ar y blaen. Humphreys gath ei maglu naddo. O, Gicor Smotin yn dimahi. Y dyfarnwr cyrraedd ddwyol dynodi o Humphreys di cael ei dynnu lawr gan Ashley Morris. Mae felly mynd y gyfle euraidd rwan i Wlffordd a Brwsesi. 4 gol yn barod y tymor yma. Erbyn ar en ben, Ashley Morris yn y gol. Droed chwith a Brwsesi yn rhoi Wlffordd ar y blaen. A gyda llai na 3 munud o'r 90 yn weddill. Edrych yn debygol bod y triffwynt yn mynd i'r gorllewin. Markerton ceisio ryddhau Owain Jones lawr y dde. Mae'n gryfach na Oscar Borg. Jones yn y cwrt Cosby. Mae'n thynnu nôl i Keston Davies. Davies ar ergyd. Yn bell dros y trawst.
Dyma Elliot Richards. A mae Richards yn croesi at y postyn pella. Mae Ware yn disgwyl. Y bari o dan bwysau, dyma Kane Owen! Owen ar bel yn symud i bobman yn yr awyr. A Mike Lewis yn gwneud yn dda yn y gol i'r bari. Peniad da gan Jeffries, y rhyngipiad gan Ware. Venables, Mile Davies! O, arbediad da gan Mike Lewis. Pen y bont yn ennill y bel yn ôl. Ac yn arbas gan Venables, sgwar at Mile Davies. A Kane Owen tu allan iddo fe. A mae di curo Michael George at y postyn pella. Venables! O, chydig heibio'r postyn gan Chris Venables. Jamie Veal dros y gic rydd. Mewn mae'n mynd at y postyn agosan. Dan Jeffries sy'n clirio ar y foli. Bale yn gwyro! A Adam Persbeck yn syrthio ar y bêl. Jeffries yn clirio gyda'i ben. Ac ar y foli trod chwyth Rhys Davies yn ei dal hi. Persbeck yn penderfynu mynd yn hir, ond dim ond yn cyrraedd y cylch canol oherwydd nerth y gwynt. Prediad da gan Keenan Patton. Patton, chwilio am gyfle i ergydio. Mae'n gwneud hynny, a dyma Snaith. O, dyna chi dacl holl bwysig gan Billy Borge. Wel, Keenan Patton ar ergyd, ar arbediad gan Persbeck. A oedd Sam Snaith yn dod mewn ar ei drod dde, ond Billy Borge yn taflu hunan o flaen y bêl. Eto, nawr te Rhys Davies. Davies, ail gerdyn melyn a coch i Rhys Davies. Wel, y dacl yn hwyr ar Cion Raffel. Fe glywon ni rwai o boen gan Cion Raffel. A dyma fydd trobwynt y gêm rwy'n siŵr. I ni wedi chwarae 11 munud yn unig yn yr ail hanner. Coch i Rhys Davies, y bari lawr i 10 dyn. Tafliad hir yn y cwrt Cosby. Kane Owen! O, ergyd nerthol gan y capten, ychydig dros y bar. Kane Owen yn disgwyl y bêl i ddod lawr ac ar ei drod chwyth nodweddiadol yn methu taro'r target. Gwaith da, edrychwch lle mae Hulbert. A mae Hulbert yn cael ei ddal o'r tu ôl gan Lewis Harling. O, mae Harling yn cicio'r bêl bant. A cerdyn melyn diangen i Lewis Harling. Mae'r cerdyn melyn allan yn barod. O, mae'n ail gerdyn melyn fan hyn i Oli Hulbert. A mae'r bari lawr i 9 dyn. Wel, mae'n gwyno fan hyn gan Oli Hulbert. Oli Hulbert a Iwan Arwel yn cwmpo mas yn llwyr fan hyn. A mae'r bari yn mynd i orffen y gêm gyda 9 dyn.
Cowens, colli meddiant, Harry Franklin, dwy'n y bel gyda fo. Jordan Davies yna'n gymorth iddo fo. Ac ydy Jordan Davies yn cael ei faglu? Na, chdi, cariwch ymlaen. Medda Mr Jones y dyfarnwr. Cei gona, gwyddi am Cicor Smotyn. Davies yn grediniol fod wedi cael ei faglu yn y cwrt. Bradley, Josh Williams mewn i'r canol dros ben. Wytchley cael ei chlirio ddi ar y llinell. Ac allan, fel dihangfa fanna i'r dre newydd. Croesiad i mewn, Kai Edwards oedd yna, ond y bel yn cael ei chlirio oddi ar y llinell. Harrington i mewn. Bel oddi ar y trawst o Wytchley, dwi'n meddwl wedi cael cyffyrddiad hefyd. Dwi'n meddwl na dyna oedd y bwriad gan Harrington, ond mi oedd yn chosi problemau i Wytchley yn y gôl, a mi nath o digon. Eddie Clark, chymryd sy'n sydyn. Noah Edwards ar ergyd. A Wytchley yn helpu honna dros y trawst. Cei honna cymryd yr gic rydd yn sydyn. Noah Edwards yn mynd am gonol ucha'r hwyd. Gwaith da gan y golwr. Henfrisg i ddod allan yma ar gael castell. Josh Williams. Teg at y canol. A bel yn cael ei clirio oddi ar y llinell. Di'r perig ddim drosodd. Di cyfle rwan i Blackey clirio. Wel, dyna chi gyfle reit ar ddiwedd y gêm. Y peniad gan Harry Franklin. Aaron Williams. Cyfle am groesiad y fyma. Sears yn penio'n glir. Teg Jack Burnham, sotliad yn ôl. Dominic Smith i mewn yn ffyrnig, ond yn ennill y bel. Bel nôl i'r canol. Sutton clirio. Callum Roberts, Disney. Aaron Williams. Williams ar ergyd. Cei Conna. Galw am Cicor Smotyn eto. Ond cic gornal, di'r penderfyniad gan Mr Jones y dyfarnwr. Dwi'n gwybod os oedd nhw wedi gweld llawio. Mel mae'n dod, cael ei chlirio. Cowens, nôl i'r canol, Dominic Smith, a mae'r budiad gan Andy Firth. Waith rhagorol gan y golwr. Smith yn reoli ar ei frest. I lladaf o'n goleuo, gweld y gol o'i blaen o. Ond Andy Firth oddi ar ei llinell yn gyflym ac yn gwneud yr arbediad.
Okay, we'll see in the second half, though.
Well, welcome back to Latham Park, Newtown, for the second half of this Welsh Cup semi-final. And it is turning into a classic. Cardiff Met went 2-0 up through Tom Vincent, an excellent header, beating Connor Roberts, and then a left-foot half-volley, thunderous shot, again beating Roberts. That was after 37 minutes, but a lifeline for the New Saints. Awarded a penalty, a controversial one at that. A foul on Jordan Williams. Kyle McCarthy saw yellow, and Declan McManus deposited the right foot strike past Alex Lang. So it's Cardiff Met 2, the New Saints 1, and a really exciting encounter, Dylan.
Yeah, two very different styles on show here. TNS with all of the possession, working their way up the field. Cardiff Met staying in their compact shape, nice and deep, nice and narrow. And when those opportunities to counter-attack come, that's when they're breaking at speed to look for those attacks and attempts on goal. And they've had plenty in the first half.
An interesting statistic: when Cardiff Met beat the New Saints by 3-2, TNS were 2-0 up and then 2-1 up at the break. I wonder if the New Saints can fight back here and take it 3-2. Well, Tom Owen awards a free kick to the New Saints about 30 yards from goal. The foul on Brad Young.
Yeah, clever play from Young there, getting into that 10 pocket and on the half turn, and he's got such good feet. Once those tackles comes in, they shift the ball, and then the foul comes, and an opportunity for McManus here from about 20-25 yards out.
Yeah, the foul by Dixon Kabongo. We also spoke at half-time, Don, about the energy levels in this Cardiff Met side. Unbelievable work rate from them in that first half. There is a wall of three now set up by Alex Lang, but it's McManus over the ball. But it's poor effort, but by his standards, by Declan McManus.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with himself there. A good area for a free kick for a right footer. He'd at least expect himself to hit the target from there, so he'd be a bit disappointed. But yeah, going back to fitness levels, I mean, we've got a young team here with Cardiff Met, and we know that a lot of fitness work goes in with the players, so it's going to be challenging for them to maintain that level of work rate that they did in the first half. But you certainly think that the students would be able to do it for long periods into this game.
Marriott getting the better of Tom Vincent, and here's Jordan Williams, strong, and the shot ricochets in favour of McManus. Ball is cleared, and Elliot Evans knocks it long, looking for the masked Tom Vincent. Almost said the masked Zorro there, Dylan Blaine.
Yeah, he's certainly easy to pick out on the field today anyway.
Well, he's certainly the hero for Cardiff Met currently.
Yeah, and he's got a big shift to put in here, leading the line for Cardiff Met.
Captain Marriott spreads it wide to the stand-in left-back Redmond. Redmond stands it up for Brad Young in the pocket of space. He's being followed everywhere by Joe Evans. Gets his pass away to Danny Davis, who spreads it wide to Josh Daniels. This is Ben Clark. Clark looking for an opportunity to strike, edge of the box. Clever, quick feet again, but closed down. Goes back the other way. And then they spread it to Redmond. Redmond across the face of the box. And it's Lewis Rees who knocks it long, but it's all hands to the pump in the Cardiff Met defence.
Yeah, it's attack v defence here at the moment, early in the second half. Seeing Brad Young a lot more central already. A bit more obvious in those central areas, finding spaces. And that's something that Cardiff Met certainly going to have to look out for in the second half.
Again, they work it to Redmond. Almost like a free man out on the left-hand side. Second half starting as the first half ended. Ball played forward, and they need Cardiff Met to have Vincent holding the ball up, but he's done better than that. He's clear, and Elliot Evans is free on the right-hand side. Vincent on a hat-trick, and he feeds the ball wide to Price. Price to Evans at the far post. It almost goes beyond Ben Clark and is headed out for a throw far side.
Well, once again, we see the same blueprint as in the first half. One ball down the field, and Vincent, such a handful, breaks through and just takes a little bit too long on the ball, allowing the TNS defender to get back in, and then tries to roll it, but unfortunately goes a little bit wide, and the attack breaks down in that wide area.
Well, the ball is cleared eventually by the New Saints defence.
You think if you're Cardiff Met here on any type of break, it's get that ball up towards Vincent. He's causing them all sorts of problems in those attacking areas. It's giving the TNS defenders a really difficult time with things. And then it's just about getting players around him in those attacking areas as they break. As we saw there, 2 or 3 Cardiff Met players breaking with speed.
But how strong was Tom Vincent there against Danny Davis? He's got the better of Davis on 2 occasions, got the goal, and this Danny Davis is receiving treatment here halfway here, because he beat him to the ball and then ran away at that split-second opportunity to feed in Elliot Evans, failed to do so, and then the opportunity was lost.
Yeah, like I said, just taking that little extra touch there. He needed to get his head up. Elliot Evans had made a great run out to the right, and then one pass could have put him in towards goal there. But that's the blueprint for Cardiff Met. That's what they're going to be looking for once more. And then any set pieces such as this long throw that we're about to see here.
Yeah, the long throw, the first one, caused all sorts of problems for the TNS defence. And it comes. Ball cleared, edge of the box. It's fed in towards Evans! And it's Joe Evans, frustrated by the save by Connor Roberts. It was Joe Evans against Danny Redmond. There was only going to be one winner. He got to the ball first, but Roberts with the save.
Well, what a chance this is. The ball's placed in a great area, and then it bounces in the box. He reads it so well, and you just think he's got it headed either side of the goalkeeper, and it's going to be 3-1. But unfortunately, a good save by the goalkeeper. Unfortunate for Cardiff Met, but good goalkeeping there.
It will be an in-swinger from Lewis Rees in towards the near post. It's easily cleared. Straight to Tom Price. Price on the half volley. Ball cleared by Jordan Williams, and he hacks it away downfield. And that'll give the New Saints an opportunity to reorganise.
I think Met will be a little bit disappointed there. One, a long throw, and a free header for TNS to clear. Didn't quite get their movements right there. And then again, a corner, which is a good opportunity for them. They're going to get many of them this half. The ball broken down on the near post. They'll be slightly disappointed, I think, with those 2 set pieces. But again, chance coming from the second ball, and that's what they're going to look for this second half.
Kabongo. That's too far in front of the Cardiff Met strikers and through to Connor Roberts. And again, the press comes early from Elliot Evans on to Connor Roberts. And it's Vincent who nicks the ball away. Vincent inside to Elliot Evans, leaves it for Kabongo. But just an excellent example of the energy levels of the Cardiff Met players, closing down the TNS defenders, no time on the ball.
No, and I think also the experience of Elliot Evans there. You know, they're picking their opportunities so well to press. And Elliot Evans, they noticed that the pass was a little bit loose and made that decision, but then he didn't go on his own. He had Vincent also pressing with him, and they win in the ball high up the field. And there's another half opportunity. But TNS once more now in possession.
Fascinating game and a fascinating second half in front of us. Cardiff Met lead by 2-1. The two from the masked hero, Tom Vincent. Declan McManus with a penalty, controversial one, awarded by assistant referee Daniel Beckett. Holden clear, ball played in, chested down by Williams. McManus. Ball is cleared up to Elliot Evans. Evans needs support, he's forced back. And the ball is lost. And it's Jordan Williams, closed down well by CJ Craven. But the ball ricochets in favour of the holders, and it's Ben Clark. Clark, opportunity to pull it back. McManus! And it's 2-2 at Latham Park. And the holders are back level. Ben Clark with a creative play down the right-hand side, pulls it back expertly, and Declan McManus, his second of the evening, his fourth in this year's Welsh Cup, and it's Cardiff Met 2, the New Saints 2.
Yeah, another great finish in this game there, McManus this time. But as you said, Clark made that run down into that right channel and chips the ball back in, but McManus just peeled off and cut out at the near post, so they'll be disappointed there. Cut out straight to McManus, but his first touch was outstanding, and then the second one right into the roof of the net, and goalkeeper no chance.
Yeah, he has been hampered by injury during the season, but coming back just at the right time for the New Saints, included tonight as a starter by Craig Harrison, and his choice has been vindicated really in terms of McManus's 2 goals, and they forced again the error by Joe Evans, and it'll be a throw to the New Saints. Such an interesting selection, wasn't it, to see the New Saints with Marriott and Danny Davis at the back in order to include McManus as almost a partner for Brad Young up front. But it's certainly paying dividends now, Dollar.
Yeah, it looks a lot better for them now. I think we were scratching our heads trying to work out how this team was going to look when we saw all the names down. But yeah, they've settled now. That goal just before half-time was crucial.
Redmond crosses, but it's too close to Alex Lang.
For Cardiff Met now, it's the blueprint is set. Just need to settle now. They will obviously be disappointed, particularly with the goal before half-time, but now to concede so early into the second half. But important that they don't get drawn out of this shape now and change. That the game plan is working. Important that they stick with that.
This is Young breaking through the middle. McCarthy loses it. This is Jordan Williams. Williams inside to McManus for the hat-trick! Oh, what a touch and what a finish by Declan McManus. A hat-trick for McManus, and the New Saints are ahead for the first time in the match, and they've turned it around here at Latham Park. 57 minutes played. Cardiff Met 2, New Saints 3.
Well, this is another fantastic finish. Again into that bottom corner. Goal to the left of us. But again, Cardiff Met will be so disappointed here, losing the ball in their defensive third, and then great cut back, and as I said, a finish right into the corner of the net. And you didn't score this many goals without being such a good finisher. Another great finish from McManus.
Well, a touch of class from Declan McManus. The penalty before half-time, the volley after 54 minutes, and 3 minutes later he finishes with aplomb on the first touch. And Emlyn Lewis and his mates up on the balcony, I'm sure they can't believe what they've just seen. 2-0 up and now 3-2 down, almost mirroring that game of February 2023 when they did the same thing to TNS.
Well, we mentioned it, 2-0 and then turn around to 3-2. Maybe we shouldn't have mentioned it from a Cardiff Met perspective.
Fucking prick. Fucking Emlyn Lewis, you are you? Big shit out.
I think we're going to see TNS now really settle into this possession-based football that they're more than comfortable with, but need to maintain this intensity.
Ball played long, looking for Holden. Holden goes to ground. But it will be a goal kick, and you can't help thinking back, Dylan, to that penalty decision before half-time. In a half where New Saints had not really threatened Alex Lang in goal.
No, he'd had very little to do. I think, as we've said, Cardiff Met come here with their game plan, and it was working perfectly for them. But just getting caught the wrong side. They'd looked a soft penalty decision, but they'd be extremely disappointed. I think they're probably looking back at that, but mustn't do that now. Stick to the game plan here. Those opportunities will come.
So psychological the game can be as well. Here's Matt Chubb. Chubb throws it long, looking for Sam Jones. Kabongo, who does well in the first instance, is really under pressure. McCarthy goes in, loses out to Jordan Williams, and it's a foot race between Williams and Joe Evans. McManus in the middle. Brad Young on the far post on his own. This is Clark. Clark turns cleverly, goes to ground. And Cardiff Met clear up towards Elliot Evans, and you can see the confidence flowing back into the play of the New Saints.
Yeah, and I think you can also see the intensity as well, Mike. They're a lot more intense in terms of their press, and then when they win the ball back, you've seen them break in at a lot more pace, whereas it was all a little bit too slow in the first half, which allowed Cardiff Met to stay in their shape. But already now we've seen them with that intensity winning the ball further up the field.
And there's a little of a weakness appearing, perhaps. The first crack in the Cardiff Met defence there, where Jordan Williams is getting the better of Kyle McCarthy. He's come in off the wing, not playing as wide as he was in the first half, and they're putting the pressure on McCarthy, and that's where they've had the joy.
Yeah, he certainly mentioned it about Young being a lot narrower, and we're seeing that front three a lot narrower this half.
Hour played at Latham Park in a most exciting Welsh Cup semi-final. Cardiff Met 2, New Saints 3, having been 2-0 down, have won 24 consecutive Welsh Cup matches since the defeat against Connors Quay in 2018 in the quarter-final stage. But it's not all over for Cardiff Met, and it's Price up towards Evans. Chubb wins the header, and there is a shout for offside, and it's Dan Beckett who receives the wrath of the Cardiff Met players for his decision, not only for the offside decision but obviously the penalty decision in the first half.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit frustrated with him out here on this side. Elliot Evans actually didn't look offside there. Vincent maybe, but Elliot Evans made that later run. And of course, with the rules these days, I think it's around that interfering with play judgment call there by the officials.
Well, Redmond is having the freedom of Latham Park here, playing in the left-back position, and he slips it through to Brad Young. Young across, and there's a penalty, it is. The foul is given, and it will be a penalty, and it's given against Joe Evans. In a foot race, there was only going to be one winner, and that was going to be Brad Young. He got the better of Evans, was taken down. It's the second penalty of the evening for the New Saints.
Yeah, this one looks a little bit clearer, I think, Mike. He just got his foot in front there. Great run by Young, and then once you go to ground, you always risk giving that penalty away. He just got the touch, I think.
Well, it was a bit of a wild tackle by Joe Evans on Brad Young, and although McManus took the first penalty in the first half, it will be Declan McManus took the first penalty in the first half. It's Brad Young who was fouled, who takes this one, and he buries it. And it's now Cardiff Met 2, New Saints 4, and 3 goals in the second period for the holders, and it's just been one-way traffic since the break.
Yeah, another good penalty. Power right into the corner of the net, no chance for Lang. And as you say, they've really come out this second half now with that intensity, and a lot more direct I've seen as well. These runs in behind, causing Cardiff Met problems in behind. Much narrower front three, more difficult for that back four of Cardiff Met to manage. And you'd expect now for TNS to settle into their possession game here. And
well, a mountain to climb for the students of Cardiff Met now.
And I think the challenge now, isn't it, that Cardiff Met have to come out and play, and then that the spaces are going to be there, and we know how good TNS are on the ball. Any type of spaces left, we'll see potentially more chances. But in a cup semi-final like this, Cardiff Met mustn't feel sorry for themselves now. They've got to make sure they give this a good go, as I'm sure we'll see them do.
And they force the error from the students on halfway. A hat-trick by Declan McManus and a penalty kick by Brad Young, having been taken down by Joe Evans. Those are the TNS scorers.
Yeah, I think when we saw them both on the team sheet, you knew that there was going to be a huge threat for Cardiff Met to have to defend against both of them, and they've both got their goals.
Looks as if the New Saints are going to go to their 8th final in 9 seasons. Pressure on, and they conceded possession to Holden. This is Clark breaking from midfield. Clark on his left foot, and is through to Young, but the offside flag is raised.
Yeah, just mistimed his run there. Again, I think, first half we didn't see so much of this play from Cardiff Met and being dispossessed. Obviously, with the 2-goal deficit now, they need to come out and play a little bit. But again, it's such high risk when you've got players like McManus, Brad Young in those areas. Losing that ball in that defensive third is such a threat.
43 minutes, it was Cardiff Met 2, New Saints 0. 20 minutes later, it's 4-2. 4 goals in 20 minutes for the holders. Turned this game on its head.
That's incredible, but that's what they can do.
I'm sure they would have been affected by that defeat at Falkirk on Sunday, but fair play to Cardiff Met. They came out all guns blazing, created the better of the opportunities in the first half. Vincent still on a hat-trick, recycles the ball, but again it goes in favour of the New Saints far side. It's what champions are made of, what holders of Welsh Cups are made of.
It's a winning habit, and they've certainly got that winning habit.
And here's Brad Young through the middle. And there's the foul awarded. Well, the referee had a good think about that one. Didn't give it.
Potentially a foul earlier in the play, but then once he got through, I thought it was a good tackle. But he does so well in those tight areas, Brad Young. His feet, he's getting his body in between the ball and the defender. He's so effective.
And there's a spring in the step of all the TNS players now. They know they've done the hard yards.
Yeah, you could sense it here. You could even, in terms of volume on the pitch, it all seemed a bit flat first half, whereas now second half they've come out a lot livelier. As we mentioned that word, intensity, but you can even hear it in terms of the communication of the players on the pitch here, and it's had a huge effect.
Evans happy to clear the clubhouse with his clearance there for Cardiff Met. The time now on the New Saints side, 3/4 of the match play. They lead by 4-2. It looks as if they will be meeting Connors Key Nomads on the 28th of April in the final at Rodney Parade. It'll be the top two sides in the Cymru Premier who meet. Redmond. Oh, and Brad Young with the acrobatic effort. That would have been spectacular had that gone in.
Probably the only thing the game's missing so far, I think, is a bicycle kick.
A super ball played in again by Danny Redmond. Again vindicating the choice or his selection at left back.
Yeah, I think you went through the assist stats in the first half, and you see those types of passes, and it all explains those assist stats.
A late whistle from our referee Tom Owen. Free kick is taken quickly by Redmond to Holden. There is the effort. Oh, goodness me, he wasn't too far away there, was he? Flying through the air, Brad Young, top scorer in the Cymru Premier, 22 league goals, 29 in total before tonight. The penalty takes him to 30 for the season.
Incredible season. And he's got his goal here tonight as well. Chance here again.
Oh, super run by Josh Daniels. Haven't seen much of him out on the right-hand side. He's got incredible pace, Josh Daniels. And there will be a break in play here, and it's an injury to Alex Lang.
Maybe a tactical discussion here.
Yeah.
Important that they regroup, as we've talked about that 20-minute period there. Credit to TNS. They've, in the second half, certainly come up with that intensity. And opportunity now for Cardiff Met just to regroup. Obviously, 2-goal deficits, need to consider how they're going to get this next goal. And then that'll just make that game interesting now then as we get towards it. They've got to think positive, trying to think of that next goal, and then obviously as the game progresses, hopefully there's another chance comes for them.
Yeah, Ryan Jenkins there. He's been in charge of Cardiff Met since Dr. Christian Edwards stepped aside. He's done really well, actually, Ryan Jenkins, I feel. He took the Cardiff Met to their best ever Cymru Premier finish last year of 4th. And has taken them to 2 semi-finals this season as well. They're building, aren't they?
Yeah, he's done a great job. I remember going there when they were in what is now the Cymru South to play, and just seeing the style and the patterns that they were emerging at that time, and they really, really have developed as a club. And you know, Christian Edwards beforehand, and now Ryan Jenkins have done a fantastic job taking the helm. What would have been really challenging in taking over from someone who's done so well, but obviously Ryan now is taking it on as well, fantastically.
Ball played long, and it's Vincent. Ball evades Vincent this time. Ball played forward. Joe Evans calls. You have to remember the Cardiff Met are doing this. It's been a superb performance, particularly in the first half. This is Lewis Rees having to do it without Emlyn Lewis as well at the back.
Again, in that phase, you see such work rate from TNS that time just to win the ball back. It's similar to what we saw from Cardiff Met in that back press in the first half. You see in TNS then doing it and then looking to break at speed. Certainly a lot more intense second half.
Yeah, it was 4-0 to TNS in the match at Park Hall. Oh, there's a mistake there by Connor Roberts, presenting the ball to Lewis Rees, and there's a no push in the back by Danny Redmond right in front of the assistant referee, and I'm sure Lewis Rees will want a word with the assistant there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how popular this assistant is going to be in Cardiff Met.
Here it comes.
Yeah, he looked like he'd got the wrong side of him, and there was a bit of a push in the back. I think you'd be disappointed if you're a Cardiff Met player there.
Yeah, Met conceded 4 at Park Hall the day that the New Saints won the championship. And it was 8-0. And the game prior to that, they had 2 red cards that day. 2 Cardiff Met. But here come the New Saints again. What a touch by McManus. They're trying to split the defence there. And it's Chubb looking for the feet of Elliot Evans. Evans turns and plays the ball to Kabongo. Vincent is out wide on the left-hand side. Very little opportunity for the students in the second half to have much possession. And the ball played forward into the feet of Jordan Williams. An opportunity to change direction here, and Chubb misses the ball, and it reaches Holden. Holden on his left foot, and he pulls it slightly wide. Rory Holden, nice opportunity.
I think that's what we're going to see now, obviously, with Cardiff Met having to push forward and commit a few more players into attack. You're going to see these opportunities and these spaces emerge, and unfortunately they just drags it wide with the left foot.
Well done, Rory. First and second contact.
73 minutes played. Cardiff Met 2, the New Saints 4. Having been 2-0 up after 43 minutes. Leo Smith.
Wait on JD, quickly! Well done! Yeah, Leo! Leo! Get there, Leo!
You could always say as well, Dylan, when the New Saints were behind in that first half, Craig Harrison was quite quiet. He's quite calm, despite this team being 2-0 down. And now we hear more volume from the coach. Now that this side is 4-2 up.
Yeah, I certainly don't think he was going to panic at 2-0 down.
Oh, what a collision there between Dixon Kabongo and Josh Daniels. Now, I think both players were looking at the ball, and it will be a yellow card, and it goes to Dixon Kabongo.
We heard that one from the other side of the field. You could hear the contact there in that collision.
That was a really heavy collision between Josh Daniels of the New Saints and Dixon Kabongo. Take another look at it, Dylan.
Yeah, ball switched and then lands in there. They both go in for the ball, but yeah, big collision.
Brave play by both players, eyes on the ball.
TNS trying to draw Cardiff Met on here to find those spaces. It's just vital that Cardiff Met stay with the runners in this midfield area. And they've still got the 3 attackers when they do win the ball back in that middle area. 3 attacking players who've all had good games.
A little bit of showboating there from Brad Young. Ball played down into the channel. The touch is a poor one once again by Rory Holden. Didn't need to do that flick.
Well, it is these more direct balls into this channel, just pushing Cardiff Met back. That's been an obvious strategy this second half. Obviously the hope with that then is that you force them back to create that space in the central areas.
Reese turns. The TNS player stepped on his toe there, very painful. This with Josh Daniels far side, his side lead 4-2. Ball played forward, looking for the run of Clark. And this is an opportunity for a 5th. Oh, it's a super save. A super save by Alex Lang.
It's a great save. But I think he'll be disappointed he hasn't been able to find the corner of the net there when he sees that one back. But let's not take any credit away from Lang there with a great save.
McManus with a quick feet, left foot. It looked as if it was arrowing into that bottom left-hand corner. Evades the defender, but give Lang credit. Super save by the Met goalkeeper. Oh, free header there by Josh Daniels.
Yeah, another half chance there from the corner, out-swinging corner. Players coming in and around the penalty spot area. Good thing with the outswinger, all the pace on the ball, so then you can just get good contact and hit the target. I think he'll be a bit disappointed with that one.
Just over 12 minutes to play in this Welsh Cup semi-final. Winners to meet Connah's Quay Nomads in the final in Newport. Connor Roberts on his right foot clears to halfway. No offside against Elliot Evans. Ball breaks kindly for the students. Kabongo need to keep possession now, but very little periods of possession in this second half. Really been under the cosh.
Yeah, we can hear the TNS defenders here just forcing the play up the field, getting their defensive line out, which is just forcing Cardiff Met back, and then no options and the long pass, and then they regain possession.
We gave Cardiff Met, well, we praised them so much in the first half, Dylan, didn't we, for their energy levels and the intensity that they played the game. But they just, well, was it that they just couldn't keep that going, or was it just that the New Saints stepped up a gear?
I think we have to give credit to TNS. You've seen a lot more intensity and physicality from them in this second half.
Great chance here from Rees, but it's Chris Marriott who clears. Excellent play by the captain. He's won the Welsh Cup on 7 occasions. Oh, and Lang has stayed at home, and Brad Young is in. Young, a little bit of luck, but the ball falls kindly for the Cardiff Met goalkeeper, Alex Lang. He decided to stay when perhaps he should have come out for the ball, and he nearly paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, he looked to have a really good starting position. I thought he was just going to come and sweep up, but then Young has got so much pace. I think right decision in the end to go back onto his line, and then the Cardiff Met defenders get him back across, putting the pressure on Young in this area, and the deflection just safely back into Lang's hands. But just going back in terms of what we've seen differently in the second half here, I also think in terms of Vincent in the first half was causing them lots and lots of problems with those aerial duels. They've defended him a lot better in this second half. You just see a lot more physicality from the TNS defenders in terms of defending against Vincent, and he hasn't, and they've won a lot more of these aerial duels at the ball that's been going into him, although it just put them on the front foot. First half just felt like he was getting lots of flicks, and then we were getting Elliot Evans and Rees around Vincent picking up those second balls. We haven't seen so much of that in the second half, and that's probably credit to the TNS defenders who've just upped their physicality and intensity to defend against him.
And I can only think perhaps of one occasion in the second half where Vincent had got himself clear of Danny Davis, and it was the opportunity to square it for Elliot Evans, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good half chance for them. Just again on the break, that one was took a little bit too long on the ball to find that pass. But changes here for TNS.
Yeah, first substitution of the evening, and it's Rory Holden who pulled up after that run by Brad Young, and he's being replaced by former Swansea City player Dan Williams. Both sides making changes now as we enter the last 10 minutes of play. Williams, Jordan Williams that is, who scored in the last 2 cup finals. McManus turns. He's also scored in the 2022 and 2023 cup finals. And Craven knocks it down the channel, looking to turn Marriott, but Marriott knows he's got support inside from Dan Williams. He's forced back by Sam Jones, but they do clear up towards Jordan Williams, who's played in a variety of positions, and this is Brad Young sprinting clear. He's up against Matt Chubb. McManus wants the ball in the centre, but they sweep the ball out to Josh Daniels, and it's Daniels to Smith, to Dan Williams, edge of the box. Very intricate play by the New Saints. They keep possession well, recycle it out to the left. And this is where they are at their best.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was thinking. Comfortable possession in the opposition's half, and again a little break here.
Williams, opportunity to shoot, doesn't do so, leaves it for Williams. Jordan Williams, that is. Brad Young cutting inside on his right foot. Dan Williams! And the shot is collected well by Alex Lang. A snapshot by the substitute, collected comfortably in the end by Alex Lang.
Yeah, nice tidy save again from Alex Lang there. But TNS working the opportunity on the edge of the box here. Gets himself half a yard and then the shot off. But you'd expect Lang to save that from there, and he did a good job.
McCarthy spreads it out. Is there too much on it for Lewis Rees? Rees gets there first, but not much he could do with it.
They're so composed on the ball in these defensive areas as well, aren't they?
Craven to Price. Kabongo, and he's closed down, but good strength by Price in midfield to win the ball back, and they play it wide, and it's Rees who crosses, and it's deflected into the arms of Connor Roberts. Best piece of play we've seen for a while from the students.
Yeah, half chance there, cross into the box. A little bit of deflection, but yeah, only a half chance.
Leo Smith getting tugged there by Tom Price. And there'll be further substitutions. And it's Tom Vincent. Oh, I think they made an error here in terms of the substitution numbers, and it will be 6. That is Tom Price, who's leaving the field for Cardiff Met. Brave performance by Price in midfield, and he'll be replaced by Evan Cadwallader. And it's Adrian Chislovich for the new Saints, and he's on instead of Ben Clark. Adrian Chislovich, 14 goals in all competitions, scored in the final last year against Bala.
Yeah, very good player to be bringing on in this stage of the game for TNS.
Runners from midfield here. This is Brad Young. Young, and Chislovich is all on his own out here on the left-hand side. Closed down quickly. Dan Williams, Chislovich, the touch to Brad Young, no offside. Young looking to turn, and it goes out for a goal kick in the end.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more of Brad Young in this second half. Played a lot more centrally and been able to find those little pockets of space, but he also makes such effective runs in behind. He's constantly on the move, and then when the ball does find him, he's got such good feet and brings other players into play around him as well. Had an effective game here in the second half of TNS, that's for sure.
Well, it's been a real classic of a semi-final, with Cardiff Met going ahead by 2 goals to 0, being pegged back by a controversial penalty before half-time, but then it's been one-way traffic second half, and all witnessed by a crowd of only 137. Particularly poor, you have to say, when you know Dylan as well as I do. There were 500 here for the Emrys Morgan Cup final, the Mid-Wales Cup final yesterday, and there'll probably be 1,000 at Aberaeron on Monday for the first Russell versus Felinfach game.
Yeah, it's disappointing that such a low crowd, particularly with the quality of football that we've seen on show today as well.
CJ Craven looking for Vincent, who they've kept on. He's been a willing runner, particularly in the second half where he's seen so little of the ball. 3 minutes to play, and it's McManus was getting stronger by the minute, and the ball played in to Brad Young. Young to finish it, and he does. On his left foot, clear and clinical. Brad Young finishes. A second goal for him, a fifth for the new Saints. And they broke so easily there, Dylan.
They broke quite easily, but don't take anything away from how good a finish this is. This ball is coming into him at pace, bouncing, and he just lets it touch across his body. It's a wonderful touch, and then has the composure to pick his head up. I think he actually knocks it through Lang's legs in the end, but a wonderful first touch there, and a fantastic finish by a wonderful player.
Yes, indeed. Brad Young scores his 31st goal of the season in all competitions, and it's Cardiff Met 2, the new Saints 5 with 2 minutes to play. And that man, Craig Harrison, will be so relieved having witnessed that first half performance. And the domestic treble is still on for Craig Harrison and his team, and that would be a wonderful achievement in itself.
Yeah, it certainly would. They're a wonderful football team. But they've been really pushed today by a fantastic effort from this Cardiff Met team. As we mentioned at the start, without Emily Lewis at the back, key player for them to come and put the performance that they have done, and to really push them, TNS have had to be at their best to turn this game around.
Ball headed clear, it's McCarthy on the angle looking for Vincent. Vincent wins a corner, a late corner in the final minute for the new for Cardiff Met. 2 goals for Vincent, a hat-trick for McManus and a brace for Brad Young.
And we've seen some fantastic goals as well.
We have. In towards the far post, and Connor Roberts, higher than anyone, grabs the ball, and they're still not satisfied with the 5.
Well done, Dan. Well done, son.
And in 4 games this season, Cardiff Met will have conceded 22 goals against the new Saints, but they have given them a fright in this particular game. I admire Ryan Jenkins and his coaching team and players for the way they played, particularly in that first half. It was a brave performance, and one that was, well, they deserved to be 2-1 up at half-time, if not 2-0.
Yeah, they certainly did. A clear game plan, as we've said, this very compact shape, that deep defensive line, and then looking for any opportunities to press, and they pressed up the field if they had the opportunities. They found the errors, they created the opportunities, and they were worthy 2-1 leaders at half-time. But this second half, we've really seen TNS turn it on, and you know, this 5-2 scoreline now, it's just a matter of time.
5 minutes of added time at the end of the 90, and still the new Saints come and they press, and it's with Dan Williams. Oh, and it's going to be tapped in at the far post for a 6th, and it's Chislovich, the substitute, in the right place, and he will get a 6th. Well, that's cruel.
Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it? It's such a brave performance, and this scoreline is not going to tell us anything about how this game has gone. But again, composure, just to find that free player on the edge of the box, a good attempt, and following in there, Cizlovic with the tap in, and he gets his goal. But it feels very, very cruel for Cardiff Met here. That brave performance. You know, they'll be this 6-2 scoreline doesn't do justice to how well they've played, particularly in that first half.
Indeed. We can now confirm with Cardiff Met 2, the new Saints 6, that they will go to an 8th final in 9 seasons, and an opportunity for them to lift the cup for a 10th time, which will draw them level with Swansea City, and only Cardiff and Wrexham will have won the Welsh Cup on more occasions than the new Saints. And a late tackle there by Sam Jones on Dan Williams, but advantage is played. We've played 2 of the 5 added And again, it's Redmond into the feet of Chislovic. Chislovic skips past his opposite number, and it's Dan Williams. Williams through to McManus. There will be 2 late substitutions for Cardiff Met. But their best period of the game was in the first 35-40 minutes, and here's Brad Young, who's on fire, with bad touch there, and an opportunity for the Cardiff Met substitutions to be made.
And there's that run again from Brad Young from that more central area this half, and Redmond with a good pass.
Elliot Evans leaves the field. Another good contribution by Elliot Evans, particularly in the first half. Also Dixon Kabongo, and they are both replaced by Josh Williams and Samson.
Yeah, well, I think when they break down the running stats on some of these Cardiff Met players after the game, they're going to see some huge numbers, particularly from those 2 who have just come on. Huge work rate from the 2 all through this game.
Williams loses out there, and the ball is with Jordan Williams. Williams trying to get his head up here, an opportunity to spread it, but he's asking a lot of Chislovic, and ball out. Well, your final reflections on what has been an entertaining evening here at Latham Park, and despite the scoreline, perhaps doesn't reflect what happened in that first half.
No, in terms of final reflections, as we've said, 6-2 scoreline doesn't do justice really to Cardiff Met and the performance they put in there in the first half. But we must give a lot of credit to this TNS team. They've got so much quality all over the park, and they just upped that intensity in that second half. I think the goal just before half-time, that penalty, we'll be looking back at that, as that just gave them that energy boost that they needed just before half-time, and as it turned out, not that it looks like it was influential, but I think that's had a key factor in terms of this second half. Chance here again now, late in the game.
Well, it was into the feet of McManus, who tried to find Chislovic, but in the end it's out for a harmless goal kick as we enter the last few seconds of what has been a really entertaining evening here at Latham Park. Connors Quay Nomads await the winners, and it will be Connors Quay Nomads against the New Saints on the 28th of April at Rodney Parade. A convincing victory in the end for the holders, but they were made to work really hard. 2 goals by Tom Vincent in the first half, 2 quality finishes by Cardiff Met put them 2-0 up, but the turning point was the decision to award a penalty for the New Saints, converted by McManus. He went on to complete his hat-trick. A brace from Brad Young. Chislovic finished things, and it'll be the New Saints versus Connors Quay Nomads. Final score here at Latham Park. It's finished Cardiff Met 2, the New Saints 6. And on Sunday, the 28th of April, the final will be played, the Welsh Cup JD final. It'll be Connors Quay versus the New Saints. Join us on Scorio for the final.